A few days ago, I talked about Seth Rollins' second reign as World Heavyweight Champion could be in dire straits. Well, now we found out that Seth Rollins is going to be out of action all the way up until WrestleMania next year. So it is most likely that he will potentially miss WrestleMania for the I believe this will make it the first time actually since he missed WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, cuz that he only missed, yeah, he literally only missed two WrestleManias in his entire career. If this does come to pass, he will have only missed two WrestleManias. Excuse me. Not only will he have missed WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, but now potentially WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. Excuse me. However, there have been a lot of rumors that Seth Rollins could be making an appearance on Raw this coming Monday to talk about his future with the World Heavyweight Title, and apparently WWE, excuse me, excuse me, apparently WWE is looking to strip Seth Rollins of the World Heavyweight Championship, which buys into the question of who should replace Seth Rollins as the World Heavyweight Champion. But before we get to the list of potential candidates, I actually want to give a big shout out to one of my followers on X. The name is Starlet Saga, and apparently she's looking to and apparently Starless Saga is looking to start up her own Twitch page sometime in the next month or two. So be sure to give her a follow, because if you guys are looking to add a little bit of flair, if you will, to your profile photos or anything like that whatsoever, she is currently taking commissions at the moment. I know that she offered me some art. Unfortunately, but I respected I can't speak. Um, I respectfully declined the offer, just because I'm not really looking to add anything to my channel at the moment. But I did say that I would consider it in the future. So again, be sure to follow Starless Saga on X, and be sure to hit her up and let her know that I sent you. She will show you. Starless Saga will show you some some of her past art that might give you guys a bit of a idea of what you guys want you guys want to do. Again, shout out to Starlit Saga. Be sure to give him a follow and on X. And without any further ado, let's talk about the potential superstars that could replace Seth Rollins as World Heavyweight Champion. And the first one up is the man that attacked Seth Rollins this past Monday on Raw, Braun Breaker. This is actually one that has been highly touted for quite some time, because Braun Breaker, when he debuted in WWE as part of what was originally known as NXT 2.0, Braun Breaker was one of the biggest and one of the hottest prospects in WWE, a second gen superstar who is the son and nephew of Rick and Scott Steiner, the Steiner brothers, who are now Hall of Famers. And within months, after his debut, he immediately rose to superstardom. He competed inside War Games and won the match. I ironically enough, he became NXT champion not once but twice within a span of like a few months, and then in his second reign as NXT champion, he held the NXT title for a little over 300 days. Then he became a Dusty Cup winner. He became NXT Tag Team Champion, and when he got called up to the main roster, he immediately became a two-time Intercontinental Champion, defending the title at WrestleMania earlier this year, which has proven the point that Braun Breaker is indeed the future of WWE. And I truly believe that even in spite of the attack on Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker has the potential to fill that void of being a top star on Raw, and it could be him. It could potentially be him, which honestly I would not be mad about. I wouldn't be mad about that whatsoever. But here is the next person that definitely should fill that void. And since we are on the topic of the Vision, Bronson Reed. Both Breaker and Reed have truly like proven to be big threats to the entire Raw locker room, and also to Seth Rollins as World Heavyweight Champion. The weird thing, the big difference between Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker is that Breaker has 3 championships under his wing. He has the men's Dusty Cup in his resume, where as opposed to Bronson Reed, the only accolade he has in WWE is being the NXT North American champion in NXT, which happened during the pandemic. Interestingly enough, I feel like after defeating Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel this past Saturday, I feel like as if Bronson Reed can definitely become the guy to take the world heavyweight title to heights no one would have ever expected. And again, the fact that Bronson Reed has a pinfall victory over Roman Reigns is a massive ordeal, because that puts him in line for future opportunities at Championship Gold, whether it would be Tag Team Gold, Singles Gold, whatever. This could be that victory at Crown Jewel was what he needed, and I think the World Heavyweight Championship could potentially be a great way for Bronson Reed to get to the main event of APLE, like SummerSlam or like WrestleMania. Next, here is actually another person that I feel like could potentially fill up that void. It is A-Town Down, Austin Theory. Here's what I find very funny. So, as a bit of an Easter egg for everyone, if you guys didn't watch Monday Night Raw during the pandemic, so Seth Rollins actually took Austin Theory under his wing when Seth Rollins was known as the Monday Night Messiah, where this came about after Zelina Vega and Angel Garza and Andrade kicked kicked out Austin Theory from their little group, and Theory was like, I need help. And Seth was like, come on, I got you. And it worked out. It worked out for a minute. But it didn't really last long because apparently WWE thought that him getting called up to the main roster that early was a bit much, and it was because Andrade and Austin Theory lost at WrestleMania that year. So it definitely was a step back for Austin Theory to be on Raw at that point. But going back to NXT was a step forward because he was able to gain more knowledge and more experience in the ring, which was what brought him to becoming a two-time United States champion, a former tag team champion, and a former Money in the Bank winner as well. So, and also too, let's not forget, Grayson Waller literally just ditched Austin Theory because of the fact that Austin Theory is still he's still on the injured list from what I remember, and there's been a lot of chatter that Austin Theory could be coming back to WWE within the next month or so. That being said, if that rumor does come to pass, Austin Theory could potentially be the guy to be. He could potentially be the next. I would say the next John Cena of being one of the all-time greats in WWE, which honestly I would be 100% okay with. Next one up, Brock Lesnar. I'm being honest. If I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not a big fan of this one because Brock Lesnar is already that guy. He's already a main box office attraction and has been his entire career. Whether it was from his first run in WWE, whether it was his run in the UFC, his second run in WWE, which lasted from 2012 to 2020, this run, whether it's this current run, Brock Lesnar, he's already that guy. And the fact that he's already a 10-time world champion in WWE with two other world title what's the word I'm looking for? Championship reigns under his wing, including the UFC title and the IWGP title. Brock Lesnar doesn't need a push to get to the top because he's already at the top because of the name Brock Lesnar. That being said, I think Brock Lesnar as World Heavyweight Champion might not. I wouldn't say it's a bad idea, but I also wouldn't say that it's a good idea either. And the reason why I say that is because, again, Brock Lesnar, he's already a former multi-time champion. He's already, he's already done everything that he set out to do. But the fact that he was able to defeat John Cena last month at WrestlePalooza, in the way that he did, proves that Brock Lesnar, we could potentially be seeing the end of Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar's time in professional wrestling, which it's possible, but we'll have to wait and see. The second to last is the megastar L.A. Knight. Yeah. So LA Knight actually is not a bad choice. And the reason why I say that is because with all the battles that LA Knight has had with the Vision over the last month or so, One could argue that LA Knight could be the guy that can take the world heavyweight title and become a fighting champion the same way that he was a fighting champion when he was the United States champion earlier this year. And the fact that he walked into 2025 as the United States champion is pretty impressive. I mean, if he becomes world heavyweight champion, he can literally walk into 2026 as world heavyweight champion, which would be something that fans are clamoring which is something that the fans have been clamoring for years now. And this basically came about when LA Knight challenged Roman Reigns for the WWE title at Crown Jewel a couple of years ago, where it was because of the bloodline that LA Knight lost. And even you guys know that if the bloodline hadn't gotten involved, LA Knight would have held the WWE title, thus ending the reign of Roman Reigns. But with him becoming one of the most over baby faces in WWE, that could potentially give him a great run as world heavyweight champion. But it can but let's also not forget he may be one of the most over baby faces in WWE. He's also had a tendency to be arguably one of the most insanely great heels we've ever seen in professional wrestling. So it really doesn't matter which side, whether he's a babyface or a heel, he can definitely do it. But that brings me to the last and final name on the list, CM Punk. Enough said. Literally enough said. CM Punk is already set to challenge for the World Heavyweight title. Supposedly will be at Saturday night's main event on November 1st, which will be in a couple of weeks. And if Seth Rollins is being forced to relinquish the world title, it'll most likely happen at Saturday night's main event. But we could also find out on Raw this coming Monday. Only time will tell. But if CM Punk does end up being the guy to become world champion, I can honestly tell you that he is going to have one of the most insanely great runs as world champion that we had ever seen in a long time. In fact, his last world championship run in WWE, he held the WWE title for 434 days, which I believe is the 10th. It's either the 10th or the 11th longest reign of the WWE title in the last 20 years, which is, the last, I think the last 30 or 40 years, I believe. Because every other person that has held the WWE title in one reign, they usually hold on to the title for up to 300 days. But CM Punk holding the title in 2013 for 434 days is a huge ordeal. So I believe CM Punk could potentially replicate that reign and become a great champion to the point where we could potentially see heel CM Punk once again, but only time will tell. But obviously, knowing you guys, there's always going to be other people that you believe that should fill that void. So let me know down in the comments below who you believe should fill that void of being World Heavyweight Champion until Seth Rollins returns. Let me know down in the comments below. And that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.